Greetings, denizens of the tri-state area. Jacob Weil here.
And Blue Dragon 5.
And Dragon, I know what we're going to do today. We're going to activate the Recap-inator and discuss my favorite cartoon, Phineas and Ferb. That's right, in honor of the 15th anniversary and in preparation for the upcoming revival, I'm guiding Blue Dragon 5 here through this series, experiencing his reactions watching it for the first time, and reliving my summer memories throughout the years. Today's episodes are Candace Disconnected and Magic Carpet Ride. The Dragon, the boys build a new phone for their beloved sister. How you coming down on this one?
Well, you know, I like the gimmick of this one. I like the I like the teleporting phone. But more so, I love the Doofenshmirtz plot of this one. Love everything about it.
Oh yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into the episode then.
All right, so out of nowhere, Candace apparently has issues always losing her phone, which has never really been the case.
I mean, you've seen her lose a couple phones here and there,
but not like as like a phone a month.
4 phones in 4 months, according to Linda.
Yeah. It's kind of a weird out of left field recent development there.
We have Awkward Dad here saying, I think we all love this particular doof plot.
Yes, we do.
Candace could lose her phone off camera, according to Cico Diaz.
Well, that's fine. I'm just saying that, yeah, it's a recent thing.
Yeah, it is a recent thing, but it gives the boys a reason to make Candace a phone. So
yeah,
it's like basically it's the cheapest one that Linda could find because can't keep affording to replace new phones.
Yep. So she got her the basic downgrade.
Yep. It only makes calls.
Oh, the horror!
The horror, indeed. It's like, better take care of that one or it's no calls for Candace. But that's me.
Yeah. So Candace, let's face it, she's bonkers. Okay, she's bonkers.
I mean, Dragon, the episode literally started with her pretending to talk to Stacy over the phone.
Well, yeah, Jay, that's what I was going to say. Why she's bonkers, but yes. So she's like, she's like on the phone with Stacy in her head, and she's like, but I'm Candace. But like, Candace, you know who you are. Well, why It's like sometimes it feels like we dumb down Candace. I know it's for a joke, but by the same token, it's like I don't know about that.
Well, I mean, she wasn't really. It's like Candace, but that's me. That's like she was like trying to. Like she was trying to rationalize it. Like, wait, but that's me. It's just like a realization kind of thing, not necessarily her being stupid.
Maybe, but I don't know. We've had a few moments with Candace that kind of make me think, do they think she's dumb?
I don't necessarily think that's the case.
And we had like the whole. We'll get to it. Like a whole fortune cookie thing. I don't know.
Yeah. You could call that one more desperation, though.
Sure. Anywho, so I do. This is where I put on my judge's robe here. I do find Phineas and Ferb at fault for the destruction of Candace's phone here.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she's the one who accidentally tripped and threw it out the window.
Yes, but initially, had the boys just been under that tree, that phone would not have gotten this room. We saw it for a fact. That phone landed on a nice soft pile of leaves, very miraculously. And the boys' antics, like they did not need like a forklift to bring them what they needed, and in doing so, they did not need to call it over like 5 separate times.
Well, it was carrying a very big thing of lead bars, I believe.
Incredibly heavy pallet of lead bars.
Yeah, so you kind of need a forklift for those.
They did not need lead bars. There is no reason they needed lead bars.
Well, remember, it's like for the largest, most interesting thing they've ever built.
Does not need lead bars.
Oh, you don't know that.
Yes, we do. It doesn't need lead bars.
Oh, so you're the arbiter of what the tallest, most interesting thing needs.
Yes, I am, Jacob. Whatever the interesting thing is, there's no written law. It has to be lead bars.
All right.
All the things, the most interesting thing could be comprised of. It doesn't need a large, heavy pallet of oversized lead bars for whatever they're building. These boys have built so many things out of scratch, and they're ordering these things wholesale. God knows how much debt they're racking up, but the Flynn Fletcher family does not do their taxes, apparently. It's I don't know.
Yeah, that or they earn money from all their side hustles.
Yeah.
Like, remember, they own a milkshake bar, Dragon.
They do, but we never talk about it again.
And, well, actually, remember we did see it again in the Chronicles of Meep.
Fair point.
And also the lemonade stand, too.
But we don't talk about the money that they're making on that, though.
I know, but undoubtedly they did make some money off of that.
Yeah, anywho. There's like a whole currency conversion thing, though. Even they did make money.
Yeah, I mean, remember, they franchised and everything.
Okay, the fact is, lead bars needed or not. Okay?
We spent like 2 minutes on this conversation.
It's just the fact that there's no reason on earth, even if they needed, let's just say for argument's sake, they needed giant heavy lead bars. They did not need to keep calling a guy back and forth over and over again. That's adding insult to injury.
Well, they didn't call him over. The guy kept forgetting stuff.
That's what I'm saying. What's with this guy? I mean, Phineas and Ferb, we've seen much more competent kind of delivery guys.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
As evidence states, that man is to blame and not the two boys.
Why was the man there, Jacob?
He was delivering something for them, but
obviously
for the boys. But that doesn't.
Oh, you mean the boys you just said were not at fault?
Yeah, but they weren't the one driving the forklift. Therefore, the man is at fault. So, objection.
Did their parents approve of this project?
Well, for all we know, Lawrence might have.
It might have. It's I don't know. I don't know if that's going to hold, Your Honor.
Wait, I thought you were the judge here.
Well, I was the judge, but then you kind of turned me into a lawyer in the back and forth, so I don't know. I can't really have a conversation if I'm a judge. It's the thing.
I mean, that's why I said objection, Your Honor.
Yeah.
It's like you were talking about the judge, and I was defending the boys.
Right.
I'm the boys' lawyer here.
Right. I don't know. I don't think that's up to snuff. I still think the boys is needing these building materials for yet another thing that's just going to disappear anyway. I don't know.
Well, Dragon, you know who we need to bring in on this, right?
Major Monogram.
Rohit.
Yeah.
Rohit would know.
Well, then again, he might just rule against me to spite me, so I don't know.
It's like he would follow the law.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, he has to. He's a lawyer.
Well, yeah. This is animated law, though.
I'm just saying. Technically, the boys are not at fault here. It's entirely the fault of the forklift driver.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, that he was delivering something for them, but he didn't have to be reckless on the job. That's job site endangerment there. So anything, he's the one at fault.
But that's the other thing, though. Okay, Candace is in an impossible position there because she couldn't make that guy pay for the phone even if she wanted to, because he's just going to disappear and there's going to be no paper trail. The boys never leave anything behind. So it then falls again the burden to the boys. The boys they clean it up. They're tampering with evidence.
Well, and anything, they're just being nice, building her a new phone.
Well, again, it ends up being. I'm saying I'm glad they did that. They made it right, because if they didn't,
Yep, yeah. It's like,
also, I do have to question there. Just the.
Yeah.
So, Phineas, making the point of oh no, was that your phone?
Let's just first address the line. Like, hello, anybody there? Can Phineas, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you, Candace.
So yeah, it's getting to that SpongeBob thing again, where it's how wonderfully naive is he in this moment? Like how is there a little bit of like oh, is that your phone? Like he knows that's her phone.
I think he was more concerned than anything else.
Yeah, maybe he was a little smiley when he said that though, but sure.
But remember, he also offered to fix the phone in the first place.
He did.
It's like
Again, out of guilt.
Yep. So he's like, well, it took 40 years to make to get the technology to make the modern day cell phone. So give us about 38 minutes.
Yep. So now they make a phone that has the ability to teleport.
And a bunch of other things, apparently, which would have been included in the tutorial, but Candace didn't read the tutorial.
Nope. Speaking of phones.
Yes.
Major Monogram. It's having some cell phone trouble.
Yeah, he's like... Apparently he doesn't understand the fact that Carl texted him.
Yep. Says, Carl, Doofenshmirtz, he's texting something horrible like, TTLY and ROFL.
Like ROTFL.
Yeah.
Like that's just like texting stuff and rolling, and you know what ROTFL means, obviously.
Rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah. So it's like obviously Monogram doesn't.
Nope.
and it's like and now it's just saying Q Q Q Q Q.
That means your finger's on the Q button, sir.
Which technically wouldn't work on the kind of phone that Monogram was holding.
You just gotta like take the magic out of everything, don't you, Jacob? It's an animated show. It's trying to brighten up all the kids' days, and you're just saying like, you're okay. Putting on the Irving glass. Don't put on the Irving glasses.
All right, Mr. Judge.
Jacob. Yeah.
Like says the guy who's just like blaming two cartoon kids for something a cartoon forklift driver did.
Absolutely. That's our cross to bear, though.
It's like, are you being a hypocrite on purpose or just on?
Only on weekends. Anywho,
it's not the weekend yet.
Well, then the answer's no. Then.
All right then.
Okay. See if we're on the weekend.
I mean, I count Saturday and Sunday as the weekend.
I know.
All right then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not being a hypocrite right now, but if it were Saturday.
Does that also include we are going to be a hypocrite on X-Men 97 on Sunday too?
All right, fine. I meant with Phineas and Ferb. If we're doing Phineas and Ferb on Saturday, then I would be a hypocrite.
All right. So it's selective hypocrisy.
That is correct, sir.
Okay, Hades. All right. It's like, so speaking of Doofenshmirtz.
Yes.
He gets a call from Charlene talking about picking up Vanessa. But obviously he doesn't want to do it because it's about basically going to be interrupting his exercise show. But it's like, oh, come on, how long will knee surgery take? And what about afterwards?
Okay, so I love the Doofenshmirtz builds an inator because he doesn't want to do something.
Yep, he's like, as we've seen before.
Yep.
But first, where do we go, Dragon?
We go to the basement.
Doofenshmirtz's basement.
Yep.
I love that jingle.
It's a good one.
It's like Doofenshmirtz's basement.
Doofenshmirtz's basement.
It's more like basement.
All right, fine.
Doofenshmirtz's basement. Just comes out of nowhere. So it's like, so we actually meet Norm's old head.
Yeah, so Norm's old head, quite the saucy one.
You know who voices him?
Who voices him?
Joel McHale.
Yeah. Pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah.
I love me some Joel McHale.
Where are you familiar with Joel McHale?
Oh, well, the big thing, the soup. You remember the soup, don't you?
No.
Yeah, the soup was like essentially his news show. It was like, well, I guess it's more a sardonic news show. It was like on, I think it was on E. Yeah, basically it was, Joel McHale talking about like the Hollywood news, but make it light. But imagine like a talk show host is opening monologue, but that was as a news show. It's basically him reacting to the news and like clips on the internet and stuff, and just making fun of. Well, not Tosh Point. I think it's Tosh Point One.
Tosh.0.
Yeah, Tosh.0. He was all internet clips. Joel McHale was just Hollywood stuff and just like all the Hollywood news.
All right.
But yeah, he would he'd react to it and just make jokes about it. And that's what I mainly that's what I was introduced to him from. And then I've seen him in other things. I never really watched him.
Cookie S points this out.
Yeah, he was a dad in one of the not so great Spy Kids movies. But yeah.
All right.
Anyway, but yeah, he's great. I remember he because of course he's from Community. I remember less from Community. I remember him really well from the Futile and Stupid Gesture movie, which is basically a biopic or like a farcical, kind of a mockumentary. Well, not a mockumentary, but kind of a what is the term for kind of a parody of a biopic?
I mean, I guess just that parody of a biopic.
Oh, come on, we get there's something. I'm sure there's something catchy.
I mean, what's the official term for the Weird Al Yankovic?
That's what I'm looking. That's what I don't know. If I knew that, I'd say it.
Bio-parody, I guess.
Maybe. I guess. Anyway,
I get the idea anyway.
Well, Futile Suit Gesture is like a biopic, but it's it's National Lampoon, so they're having fun with it. And regardless, Joe McHale, who worked with Chevy Chase, basically plays the young Chevy Chase.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, also Ted. We all know Joel McHale from Ted.
All right. Was he in one or two?
One.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it.
He's in quotes, though. Well, he's in quotes. Not the bad guy, but like the rival. But he's in there.
All right. I just don't remember everything about.
Doesn't have a big role. It's just like, oh look, Joel McHale.
He wasn't the. I know he wasn't the store manager that works where Ted works.
No.
All right. You're hired.
No, not that guy. No, he's Laurie's boss.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to watch that movie again.
Yes, you do, and also watch the TV show while you're at it.
All right. I don't think I've even seen the second movie yet.
Here's the thing: you just watch the movie, watch the first movie, then watch the TV show, then we'll watch a few clips from the second movie.
Okay.
There you go. At the very least, watch the Liam Neeson clip from the second movie. There you go.
All right.
All right.
We're moving ahead, literally.
Yeah. Yep. So Norm's head, just has no faith in Doofenshmirtz whatsoever. Not nice and supportive henchman at all.
No, he's like, I can see why I replaced you.
I love the detail like Doofenshmirtz. He turns the light on, and of course when he turns it off instinctively, then he's just falling all over himself.
Yep.
We've all been there.
Oh yeah, relatable.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so Doofenshmirtz, he designed. I love the design on this, like the rocket helmet,
and it actually works properly.
The pick-em-up-inator.
And it actually functions properly and doesn't blow up.
I think this is I love our Vanessa scene so much this episode.
It's as brief as it is.
Yep, I thought it was so darn cute the way when she was being essentially being not kidnapped but being taken home by her head. Just the whole like curse you, it's like she's doing the curse you thing.
Runs in the family.
I love it. I was like, yes, that's great.
And when it actually gets home, it's like, thank you, rocket helmet thing.
Yeah, it's great.
And it didn't actually blow up like I said. Yeah. Like if his daughter's involved, he keeps it safe.
Perry can't bust him because he didn't do anything bad.
Yeah. He's like, I just made an inator to pick up my daughter. But while you're here, why not join in my evil exercise show?
So then we have the big scene of the episode.
Oh yeah, it's like Dance Baby.
Which one? It's a great song.
It is.
It's a wonderfully animated sequence. The fact that they're exercise buddies is delightfully silly.
Oh yeah, it's like you never exercise with a platypus.
No.
I heard it's good for you.
Well, probably.
But yeah, Dance Baby, fun song, fun. Hey, as you mentioned, Just the sheer audacity and like wholesomeness of seeing them exercise together.
Yep, and of course, built into the exercise tape is that a kid had to trap your exercise buddy.
With a jump rope.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice, though. It is nice to see just Doof and Perry just hanging out, having fun like that.
Yeah, it's like the rare Tom and Jerry moments when they got along.
Yes. And then they just went back to being enemies again.
Yeah.
We're friends to the end.
Mm.
Sorry.
Yep.
I'm not going to remind you of that movie anymore.
Oh.
All right.
As much as I love Richard Kind, I don't think anyone liked that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see.
Meanwhile, the boys showing Candace their phone, including the teleportation technique, the teleportation app.
Now, which earlier we demonstrated, testing it. We learned Buford loves talking about people the instant they're not there.
Yeah, it's like, he's gone, let's talk about him.
And of course, we had the cute bit with Isabella where Phineas, he teleports right next to her, and his big, long cone-like nose is like bumping into her, and she doesn't mind that.
Of course not. That was on. I remember seeing the trailer for this, like the commercial for this episode, and people are like, "Oh my god!"
Yep.
And then it turned out to be this brief moment. So
he poked her eye out.
GRS, Global Repositioning System.
There you go.
Kogias thinks that Ted 2 is better than the first movie.
Yeah.
And Algred Dad's like, I love how Perry wears a sweatband over the fedora.
Well, yeah.
I mean, where else would you wear it?
Come on. Get with it, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, why would you, what was he supposed to do? Wear it under the fedora? And that's just silly, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about a platypus, man. A platypus wearing a hat. He can't wear a sweatband under the hat. That defeats the purpose of the hat on our animated cartoon platypus.
I mean, how else would you know he's a secret agent?
Exactly!
As evidenced by a future scene in this episode, too.
Yes!
So speaking of which, Candace accidentally...
He's trying to break the world!
All right, Dragon, calm down. Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
All right, anyway.
Are you calm now?
That's my secret, Jacob. I'm never calm.
All right, fair enough.
Anyway.
It's like so Stacy watching something on Easter Island and wanting to go prompts Candace to say, who would want to go to Easter Island? Going to Easter Island. Apparently, Phineas and Ferb never programmed the whole contextual thing of their global positioner app.
Nope.
That one, I will say, is entirely Phineas and Ferb's fault.
Yeah.
Because they should have worked out like maybe somebody will say it without context. So Dragon, if you want to judge them for that, go right ahead.
I do.
All right.
Judge away. That shoddy. That is craftsmanship of the highest order, but with no regard for the user. It's not user friendly at all. That's again. You have to imagine the user often is incompetent and just like offhandedly will just say something, and we end up like a situation like Preacher. For all we know, who knows?
Explain the Preacher connection.
Well, in Preacher, there's like the whole premise of Garth Ennis's Preacher, and I really like the show, the adaptation. Nothing against the comics, the adaptation's fun. It has Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg worked on it. Basically, our boys' creative team. Good stuff. Anyway,
Question: Question: does it follow like the boys' route, where the adaptation is better than the comic?
I think there's an actual argument for the comic versus the show in that one. I mean, here's the thing. I like the show because I'm not crazy about the art style of the book, but you know, 'cause the problem is in that art style, it often kind of becomes all the character designs kind of become similar after a while. So that's kind of my issue with it. But there's an argument to be made.
And regarding the comic, which one came first?
Well, what do you mean?
Boys or Preacher?
I want to say Preacher came first, but I don't know. I think it came first.
All right.
I want to say I'm pretty sure it came first. The point being, Ennis did both of them, so they're both Garth Ennis kind of like stories. But anywho, in Preacher, in the show at least, well, it's in the book as well, but you know the show I think got more mileage out of it. One of the characters, so the whole premise is you have the preacher himself. You have Jesse Custer. He gets the ability. He gets basically the voice of God, Genesis, basically, which essentially gives him the power of the voice of God. Where anything he says, has like the big kind of timbre in his voice. When he uses like the voice of God, everyone has to obey his will. Has to obey exactly what he said. Kind of like the Purple Man from Jessica Jones. A lot like that.
Jessica.
Yes, only when he said Jessica, and everything would reverberate, but you know, you can't just say a name. Well, anyone named Jessica would be listening, but still.
I get the idea.
Point being, he told somebody to go to hell, and when he said that, well, the person actually did. That was a big moment.
Like the ground opened up underneath them.
Yeah. Like, well, it was more like he just like it was it was more trippy than that. Basically, he said that, he looked away, and he turned around, he was gone, but very clearly he just went straight down. And it was a nice guy too. It was like this poor kid Lacey, who was like a follower of the preacher, just like wanting, you know, he views that he did something, but he didn't really do it. We learned he didn't really do anything truly bad, but it was a complicated situation. And he'd been looking for forgiveness, and he's kind of bothering the preacher at a very inopportune time, and he just said, "Oh, you know what? Just go to," and then he did.
Whoops.
Yeah. And,
so he basically had to be careful with what he said.
Yeah, and it was a moment there where he felt really, the preacher felt very bad about that, and there's kind of a journey there. I don't want to give it away exactly what happens. Let's just say it gets crazier than you could ever imagine, just from there.
All right.
Anyway, point being, people are never careful with what they say, so a lot of people could be teleported God knows where,
including Easter Island.
Yep, Easter Island. So Candace is stuck there, and if she loses that phone, which we've established she is apparently prone to do, she's sunk. That's a missing Candace. She's gonna be on milk cartons for months.
Oh yeah. So it's like, not helped when a random bird takes her phone.
Yep.
And even starts basically the Rimshot app insulting her all the time too. Taking all the things she said as jokes. So again, they didn't really work out the contextual aspect of the phone's voice activation, did they?
Nope.
Fortunately, though, someone is there to actually help Candace. Agent T.
Yes, Agent Tortoise or Agent Turtle.
It would be a turtle, not a tortoise.
All right.
Tortoises are land-based. Turtles are sea-based.
Well, I mean, I know. The way I saw the leg, you sure that wasn't a sea turtle?
No, it's a sea turtle.
The way it was a sea turtle.
Yes.
Because the land turtle is purely the tortoise.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a whole thing. There's distinctions between turtles and tortoises. I'm not going to get into.
Well,
here.
Yeah, but can't you technically use turtle for both though?
In some cases, you can. In some languages, they have the same word for both. But usually there is a bit of a distinction between them.
All right. Anyway, so Agent Turtle.
Yes. As it turns out, is actually an agent and has a slightly darker hat than Perry does.
Mm-hmm. He's seen some stuff. That's why.
he calls Carl and lets him know what's going on with Candace, which prompts Perry to use the. Basically, Doofenshmirtz didn't even really get to use the helmet for evil like he was gonna try to do.
Well, he did just come up with the idea. There's no time to mass produce it or anything. He really, Doofenshmirtz did not think the sudden turn out at all. It was just so in the moment of like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to trap him. So, well, if you trap him, you're going to keep him there for a long time. You have a very proven track record of barely even being able to keep him imprisoned for like maybe 10 minutes.
If that.
If that, yeah, but usually less. Depends on how long the backstory is.
Yeah, in this case, though, Perry just like swings one of the dumbbells onto Doofenshmirtz's foot.
But I love that when the Fletcher family is in peril, that platypus snaps, bones.
Yep. Oh yeah, he loves that family.
Yeah,
he even rescued. He programmed the helmet to rescue Candace too.
Yeah.
But the Norm had like, leave the remote there, will you?
Yep.
So Candace gets rescued. Apparently, the biggest, most interesting thing they ever built. It's hauled up to the museum and somehow fits on the guy's truck. Speaking of which, Ferb spoke quite a bit in this episode, didn't he?
Yeah, at the top of it, yeah.
And then he's like, I still can't believe it fit in his truck.
You're chatty today, aren't you?
Pretty much. And Candace gets home. Turns out the boys made an alternate phone.
Knowing she'd screw it all up.
And then what happens again, Dragon?
She doesn't learn anything. She still wants to bust them, and she says Timbuktu, and then she goes there.
It's like, yep. She gets sent to Timbuktu.
Yep. She's going to miss pie.
Yeah, Phineas isn't too concerned.
Nope.
He's like, she's going to miss pie. Maybe you were onto something, Dragon.
Maybe. Maybe they had the second phone intentionally. Like, if she comes back, we're going to give her the phone, and we know what's going to happen. She'll never be seen from again.
You're really turning Phineas into a little bit of a psychopath.
I don't know. It might be there. A little bit of it might be there. Just a little. I'm not saying a lot. I'm not saying it's intentional, but unintentionally, he's we've seen his dark side. They'll get on the trike.
Yeah, that was just one time though.
I know. I'm just saying that's the taste of it though. You see that every time we take a freeze frame of him, he looks deranged. It's not unfounded.
All right.
Think about what he's done to that poor girl. Think about what he's done to poor Isabella.
I mean, all he's done is just not reciprocate her feelings.
Not reciprocate the feelings. He's ignored her. He's been completely oblivious. He's gotten her. It took her to Paris.
Yep.
Like copying all the other love stories, but not hers.
It's like boy, a girl alone in the city of love thought romance was a foregone conclusion.
Made the poor girl's head practically explode.
Twice.
Yeah. He's doing serious damage to that poor girl. She's gonna snap like the pencils in her hand, and she's gonna kill somebody. Probably the cone-faced one.
Yeah, we don't want to turn her into a yandere or anything like that, do we?
No.
That would be pretty scary.
That would be.
Dad says Phoenix is very territorial when it comes to pie. Well, I mean, they both have the triangular shape, so there's that.
Yeah.
So
that's the trick, okay? If Isabella brought him a pie, it'd be like almost like it kind of be this sort of vaguely Freudian kind of connect, of just like she brings pie. There is trust there. She brings pie. There's something about her that I like. Yep.
Oh God.
Of course, Phineas made the pie. There'd be a bomb in it.
Bombs in a pie? Don't be
Mhm.
ridiculous. Don't. He cries your sweater of tears, and you kill him.
Kill him!
Oh
Nope.
God.
Note to self: watch out for Squidward.
Watch out for Squidward. Drown in it! Oh God. I don't. Oh, that's funny.
When it goes out it hits his lower intestine.
Oh my God. There's a bomb in the lasagna.
11 times.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I swear there's like a SpongeBob reference for every situation.
Nothing beats death by pie.
Oh no.
Yep. That's how you do it.
So Vanessa calls Doof to thank him, which is nice. Everything went off well for Doof
Yep.
this episode. I mean, all he got out of it really was a bruised foot, but if that's the worst he gets, today's not a bad day then.
Yeah, there you go. And Norm's head ends up at Easter Island.
Yep. Where a head can be a head.
You got a head life.
Oh yeah.
Bloomsh.
And we never see him again.
Wait, really?
Yeah, we never see Norm's old head again.
Want
me to bring it up?
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. Here you go, boys.
Dan, Swampy, come on, guys. You bring in a cool idea like a proto-Norm, and we're just going to get rid of him one episode. I'm not saying it needs to come back and be recurring, but you know what? Just at least one more time. We're going to bring back the silly baby head like every episode. We can't bring back Norm's spare head like one other time.
As far as I remember, yeah, he'd never see him again.
You know, he's too proud to admit it, but you know what? We don't want Joel McHale to starve. He's a thin man. He needs these gigs. You know? Community's only going to keep the lights on for so long with this movie they're doing. Anyway.
And the funny thing is, like, Joel McHale's actually a fan of the show, too.
Not anymore.
It's like, according to Swampy once retweeted saying, like, Joel McHale's interview saying, I watch Phineas and Ferb with the kids. It's creative and quick. They're telling jokes for parents as much as the kids. I appreciate it so much more because I had to sit through a lot of great TV shows over the years with the kids.
See, Swampy, Swampy, how could you take such a nice man who's complimenting your show? You're gonna give him like a bite at the apple, and then you're gonna like chuck the apple in the trash. He's like, "This is the most delicious apple. It got made into a pie, and now it's gone." You left him hungry for more. He's gonna starve to death now.
That's good. Yes, but Joel McHale's probably hard to get.
I think he'd drop it all for Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll come back in the revival.
Oh, look, he's doing Spy Kids. I'm sure he would love to do Phineas and Ferb.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so if we're done with that episode, we can go on to the next one.
Yep.
Magic carpet ride. So we see the return of Pinhead Pierre, and the boys do something for their father. How you liking this one?
Not as much as the first one.
All right, but still, I thought this was still pretty fun nonetheless.
It's got charm to it. There are things I like about it for sure. Just I don't know. Just didn't have as much going for it as the first one. I felt.
The funny thing is, this episode also has a guest star, but in the writing department.
Yeah.
Specifically, the songwriting department.
Yeah.
The song was co-written by Robert Lopez.
Hey.
Yep. The main song of the episode was co-written by him.
He's a Kristen Anderson short there.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
And He also wrote an additional song in season 4, so this isn't the only time we hear him from this show.
All right, so Pinhead Pierre, apparently, he had this interactive magic carpet segment, which I love the conceit of this, by the way. I do love the idea that everyone would have like this magic carpet thing they roll out and it'd be like this thing where you could pretend. It's almost as if you're watching Aladdin at home and you could pretend to be riding the magic carpet and we have that awesome like escape scene from the Cave of Wonders.
Oh, yeah. No, Boo, this is no time to panic.
Okay, start panicking.
We all love it. As some of you might have seen on this channel previously, we're all huge fans of Aladdin.
Yeah.
So this episode obviously pays a bit of tribute to that movie.
Yep. So again, it's a very charming idea. Just this whole. Yeah.
I mean, I was just going along with it. Yeah, it is a charming idea.
It's a very charming idea. Just the idea of like the boys, rig their fathers, basically rig a flying carpet, for their father and kind of tribute to something he kind of nostalgically. Like Lawrence is the fact that Lawrence is so down to earth, man. It doesn't take much to tickle Lawrence's whimsy bone.
It's like remember, like I'm painting. Remember, he's painting by the numbers.
Yep.
Oh, like I said, he's just a delightful guy.
Yeah, so this is like a really nice, charming idea, and he so they engineer a flying carpet. Now, here's the thing: do you think he knows what's going on?
Like with the boys?
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. He's looking at the TV. Do you think he knows he's actually flying, or like how aware do you think he is?
Well, considering all the other stuff that happens, I think he's fairly aware of what happens.
Because I'm saying it is possible that he's just watching the TV and not picking up on like what exactly is going on.
I remember one of his lines in this episode, like, has the roof always opened like that?
Yeah, I guess that tracks. I guess he does know.
It's like, has it always opened like that? Well, we don't use it very often, but yeah. So apparently they've done modifications on their house.
Mm-hmm. Well, we know they have, like the whole like washing the house thing. It goes up in the air and spins around.
Yep.
Anyway,
one of the few times in which the boys' inventions are built with their parents in mind.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember none didn't really build anything, but remember they did get Love Handle back together for their anniversary. And that's that's one of the best episodes of the whole series. If you remember me saying that.
I remember you saying that.
All right, but going on.
So basically, a lot of Aladdin nods here as we're flying on the. We have the aerial area rug musical number,
which of course is designed to be a parody of those kinds of songs.
In hindsight, it does feel like a missed opportunity that we've had Clay Aiken in this show. This is the actual perfect opportunity to get Clay Aiken to sing a song.
But they got Danny Jacob and his son.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like literally, like the whole, like the other cover of the Whole New World with Clay Aiken. It would have been, I don't know.
Was that before or after 2011?
Before?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Pretty sure it was before. Well, man, yeah, they did like the platinum or whatever, the diamond or platinum release of Aladdin, and they had, that's where they had that on there.
Fair enough.
Probably like 04 or something. So
Okay.
Anyway, so so we have kind of this magic card, this kind of awesome magic carpet ride and everything. Meanwhile, Doofenshmirtz, he has taken all the grape juice, the red wine, the chocolate, the marinara sauce, and coffee
in the tri-state area, with the latter of which caused Major Monogram to be all groggy.
Yep. And
he's doing it to build his Stain-inator,
which we learn Doofenshmirtz. We learn Doofenshmirtz's tragic backstory here.
We revisit the fact that he was an artist at one point.
Yes, he was a struggling artist. He finally
remember, this wasn't the first time that revealed that he was an artist.
Mm-hmm.
But He was a struggling artist. Go on.
He's a struggling artist. He finally, after like not getting any sleep, like working through for days straight, like 3 days straight or something. He maybe a week. He basically painted his masterpiece, and he was so eager. He grabbed his brother, who was at lunch, oddly eating all the foods that we mentioned.
Yep.
And he brought him there while he was holding the tray, and like an idiot, Doofenshmirtz, he just let him put down the tray, brought him there in a hurry, and all the food just ended up splashing onto the canvas, ruining his masterpiece, staining his masterpiece.
Yep.
I just love the gag that was like literally that's specifically like Roger had like you had red wine, had grape juice, you had chocolate, like chocolate pudding, and like spaghetti, and
Right. It's kind of interesting that it's kind of interesting that they straight up mentioned wine in this show.
yeah.
I mean, they don't actually show it or anything, but usually they don't usually mention straight up alcoholic beverages in these kinds of shows. So
Yeah.
So
in some sects of the world, they let the kids have wine, which is ill advised, but they allow it. So it's weird.
I mean, heck, up until like recently, I think beer was considered a soft drink in Russia.
Well, of course. I mean, Jay, they drink like vodka. They drink vodka constantly in Russia.
Yeah, I know.
That's not even like a generalization. I mean, like Russian families, like they do like God knows how many toasts at dinner time with like shots of vodka.
I'm well aware of that. But so like, yeah, even in France they do things like that too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously it's in a lot of moderation, of course, but
No, I would hope so. Otherwise, you're gonna have a number of drunk Frenchmen and women roaming the streets.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything because I just lost my train of thought.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I had a thought, but I lost it.
Oh. Did you find it yet?
No.
Okay.
And I'm probably not going to.
Just the moment for Jacob's lost thought.
Okay, moment's over.
Okay.
I'm not that broken up about it.
Well, how do you know? Maybe you had a really good thought.
Yeah, if it was a good thought, I probably would have remembered it. And to answer your question, Little Blue, yes, we did hear about that.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but yes.
Yep.
So, anywho.
All right, so we got the Staininator. And Doofenshmirtz had made a solemn vow of revenge. He even had it notarized.
Yeah, which Roger signed apparently.
It's the best joke in the episode, by the way.
I had it notarized.
I love that joke so much. I want to take that joke and want to put it on a shelf.
All right. How are you going to do that?
Well, I could just take a still frame it and put it on a shelf.
With subtitles, of course.
Yeah.
All right, go right ahead. Yeah. Okay, so. I mean, that is hilarious, though.
Yeah.
It's like turns out Roger is unveiling a new painting for City Hall.
He's going to exact his revenge. He's going to ruin his painting like he ruined his years ago.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Perry Platypus Head makes a nice escape there with the hand. I love it. He's so helpful. He hand like the little dolly to the lady.
She's like, "Thank you."
Yeah.
See, wholesome.
Yeah.
So what is Candace up to?
So this is the weak part of the episode for us. We're doing the old fortune cookie plot, which it's a plot we've seen other places, but like believing all the fortune cookie stuff's real and actually comes true. And look, that's fine and dandy, but it just feels wasted here. It just feels like this is utterly filler plot. An episode that I think is pretty strong otherwise, but it's like I really do think it holds it back comparing the two episodes together. It's just like Candace really has nothing of substance this episode.
I mean,
it's a funny concept that might have been played better in an episode where it could have shined, but just like Crane is like, we just wanted to give Candace something. They pulled a card from the wall, Jacob.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
In the
didn't really.
writer's room. They pulled one of the writer's room cards, like, okay, we need something for Candace. Go to the cards. Okay.
Well, it turns out it didn't really take up that much of the episode, though.
It didn't, but it just felt like, what's the point? Why not just do the two at this point? Here's the thing. Sometimes it feels like we're obligated to do a Candace thing. And look, if we should, I'm not saying we shouldn't do a Candace thing, but let's not force a Candace thing if we just don't need it.
I mean, there are a couple episodes upcoming this season that I can name where she plays a very minimal part in one episode where she doesn't even appear at all.
Yeah.
So you get that.
Okay.
I mean, heck, there's an episode where she literally spends the entire time sleeping in a hammock. So, so that was basically her appearance in that episode, and didn't do anything else.
All right, so let's talk about the irony of the Inator.
It's like, so Perry does damage to it, or hits a button, and it causes it to basically fire wildly.
When it fires wildly, it fires with great irony.
It's like, oh yeah. So basically what happened was like it hits a guy sneezing, and hits a guy on a date. Looks like he sneezed all over his girlfriend. It has a guy taking an ink blot test. Like, tell me, what does this look like? Looks like that.
The guy like in this all white house wearing an all white outfit, and like nothing happens to it.
Yep. And then Doofenshmirtz was like, not only is it that, it has a sense of irony.
So that's gonna backfire too, because he then goes to City Hall. You have the wonderful John O'Hurley, and this is a really great joke. I love that John O'Hurley again bringing such credibility to Roger Doofenshmirtz here, as Roger's actually done something nice for his brother.
Yeah, but as it turns out, he spent the last 20 years trying to restore Doof's painting to its original glory.
Yep, and he's about to unveil it, but the Inator has it's foil proof right now.
Yeah, the one time Doof actually thinks ahead.
Yep, so the one time Doofenshmirtz succeeds.
It turns out he was restoring Doof's painting the entire time.
And he ruined his painting. Like, everyone saw it for like a split second, and then all purple.
Oh. You gotta feel bad for Doof.
I felt horrible for Doofenshmirtz. He finally, he saw the light, and then, it's, oh, God.
And he doesn't even, at that point, he's not even blaming Roger anymore.
So then Jake, do you know what time it is?
I think I do, Dragon.
It's
Gritty Reboot time!
Yeah, so I think it goes without saying here. Doofenshmirtz after this happens, like, I don't even care anymore about the platypus. So he doesn't care. So when that Inator goes down, if we just cut the gag after that, Hans Doofenshmirtz, it's rather sad. He finally achieved a victory, but at the cost of his masterpiece. That's the end for him. He goes down with the ship, and he does not come back.
It was all over for him at that point.
Live with it anymore. Just, what? Like, he finally won, and when he finally won, it was to his own folly, and it was like his brother actually like recognized him and actually did something really thoughtful for him, and it was all for naught. So he couldn't bear it.
It's basically a very Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah. So he goes down, and in the wreckage, he's all stained, and you have to wonder if it's like blood, but it's like marinara sauce, so you don't know. And some of it's blood, some of it's marinara.
Some of it's also red wine.
Yep, that too. It's like, oh, the horror! How much of it's him? How much of it's like all these stains? Like, that doesn't taste like wine at all. Oh God!
And Doofenshmirtz's last moments as he lies dying on the ground, it's like, I wish I saved some of that wine for myself.
Yep.
The pain.
I should have let it breathe. I really hope that's coffee.
Oh God.
Well, it was
Alright.
scary on the way down.
Yeah, yep. Let's not
Anyway.
dig. Yep, it was.
So then on the way back, there was like a little misfire, and the whole floor of the Flynn Fletcher house got stained.
Purple. That's
st-
because Lawrence earlier was managed to talk Linda out of getting tile.
Yep, so now
Oh,
they
no.
have like great kind of grape stain carpeting.
It's like another crisis averted, boys.
Yep.
He called Linda wanting to retile as a crisis. Yep. And staining the carpet turned out to be good for Linda. Likes the new purple carpet.
Oh yeah, but she likes it because Lawrence likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that does it for the episode then.
I concur. I mean, we also have like the big moral with the fortune cookies. Don't believe everything you read.
Read to by Stacy, of course.
Yep. Who?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And moment's over.
Yep.
Yep, she's basically like the sane one throughout this episode. Like, Candace, it's a fortune cookie. Don't read it. It's like, don't believe everything you read. Words to live by. All right. So I think that does it for this week. Couple fun episodes. My first one more so than the second one. So, any closing thoughts?
Not particularly.
All right, thank you, Aqua Tad, Little Blue, Code Geass for joining us this evening. And that'll do it for this week on the Recap-inator. Join us next time, in which Candace has a really very bad hair day.
Ooh.
Good night, everybody.